Right, so it's time to finally move forward on sticky sessions, which are also known as sticky session affinity. Right now, you might be wondering what actually sticky session is. So, if I summarize it in a smaller term, so basically, sticky sessions is nothing but the cookie sessions that we have. Right now, what is cookie? Actually, basically, whenever you are referring it to any website, right? So, it is something which stores the temporary data. All right, so that's what all we are going to discuss in this specific one. All right. So sticky sessions are also known as sessions affinity. It is a feature offered by AWS load balancer that actually ensures that once a user connected to a specific server, all the subsequent requests from that user are sent to the same server for the duration of that session, right? So basically, in cookies, we have something called cookie session. So like whenever you are doing a shopping, at that time you are putting those items into the cart, right? So till the time user is proceeding for the payment, it is temporarily been stored as a session, and that session is a cookie session which is specific valid for either for a day, for hours. That depends upon the sort of application that we are using, right? Now, how does the session work? So cookies are used to track the session. As I mentioned, Elastic Load Balancer either uses the following of two things. First is AWS generated cookie, or the second is the application generated cookie. Okay, so let's cover the AWS generated cookie. So the ELS automatically assigns a cookie to each user and tracks the instance they are connected to. The second one is the application control cookie. The application itself creates a cookie session to manage the sticky sessions. With sticky sessions, even if the multiple servers are behind the load balancers, the user request will always be pointed to a same server until the session is active. Okay, and it will be only active until the sticky session is expired. Right? Okay. So, what are the use cases for this thing? So, user sessions. So, if your application stores session data, just like shopping cart or user preferences, so which actually stores the cookie session on the local server, the sticky session helps us to ensure that the server process all the requests from the user during that session. And second is the statefulness of the application. So basically, sticky sessions are useful for the stateful application where the server specific data must be written for a user session. Okay. Now, if we have the plus point of something, we do need to cover the limitations for it. So yeah, the first limitation of sticky session is the scalability. The sticky session can lead to uneven load distribution at some server, and actually it may get more requests from one server and it may get less requests to another. Right. So yeah, actually it reduces the overall efficiency of load balancing. And second is the redundancy. If the server is handling the sticky session, and actually if it fails, the user session may be lost unless and until you use a distributed success tool like Redis or DynamoDB. Okay, so in order to sum up entirely what sticky session is and what sticky session are ideal for, so sticky session are ideal for the application where the session data must be stored on the same server, but it is important to use them carefully to avoid the scalability and load distribution issues. All right, so that was all about sticky session. In the next video, we are going to do a practical demonstration on sticky session where we are actually going to implement the sticky session and we are going to define the cookie duration time. Right. So the prerequisite would be for the next one is I would request you to please create an application load balancer, and then onwards only we would be able to proceed with the next one. Right. So yeah, that was all, and see you in the next one.